Okay, this is part 3 of the Europe's War. In the last video, we had the Battle of Budapest, which was a blue team victory, causing the, it was a blue team victory, causing the Balkans to be given up by the red team, and the balance of power severely shift. So, we have the red team. The fact that they lost most of their troops is pretty devastating, and they try to reorganize. However, it's no use. A French invasion force pushes into the lowlands, captures Amsterdam, Brussels, Luxembourg. They fall. Russian forces then are able to push into Estonia and Latvia, easily take those countries. However, a red counter-invasion does push into Slovenia, cutting off the two sides. However, this infuriates the blue team. So, while the red team does look to push into the west and hopefully make a final, effort, they managed to reach Rome. And if they capture Rome, Italy would fall. However, once they get to Rome, forces from Italian forces who really don't want to give up their capital defended severely, causing the red team to be forced to go along the west coast, or the east coast, which goes successfully to the point where they even get all the way down to Sicily, and they even make a landing on Sardinia. However, with many forces now enclosing in on Rome, the blue team makes a surprise landing from the east and lands on Italian soil, rescuing Rome, cutting off the southern armies, which don't stand a chance against the large eastern army. Sardinia then, an African invasion causes Sardinia to fall. And from there, the red team effectively loses all hope. Italy falls back to the blue team. From there, Slovenia reestablishes a land connection between the two sides. Lithuanian and Kaliningrad forces then surrender. Russia attempts to invade Finland. They are able to capture the north, however, down south they face some trouble. I know, it's really amazing. Forces from France then, and Italy, forces from Italy push into Austria. They manage to use the Hungarian connection and capture Vienna, causing the country to surrender. From there, Switzerland, which is a very hard country to invade, doesn't really stand that much of a chance against a combined French and Italian force, as well as just a lot of Eastern Europe. They capture the Alps region, Geneva falls, Liechtenstein, and then from there, Bern falls, causing Switzerland to surrender. Czechia and Slovakia, due to the fact that they are in northern Europe, flat, they both fall, as they don't stand much of a chance. Leaving Poland and Germany, the Eastern Europe, a force is then launched from both sides. They both lose, but I'll show you how. Forces from France push into this part of Germany. Austrian and Czech forces push into Bavaria, and Eastern forces really. Meanwhile, forces push into, they take Danzig and much of Poland. Forces push into they surround the Rhine-Ruhr region, which eventually falls, which is Germany's largest metropolitan area, if it's even one metropolitan area, which I don't consider it. Hamburg then is surrounded, which falls. And then instead of invading the rest of Germany, they launch a surprise attack into Jutland, and eventually the rest of Denmark, which captures Copenhagen. They let the Eastern Force then make some advancements. They capture Warsaw. The rest of Poland surrenders. From there, both sides march into Berlin, which eventually falls. The Russian force is able to finally capture Finland, and once they have captured Finland, they are able to focus. They send their troops they land on the Åland Islands, and from there they're able to land close to Stockholm. Meanwhile, Western forces land in southern Sweden, and eventually the two sides meet up, causing Stockholm to be surrounded, which eventually falls, leading to the eventual collapse of Sweden. Norway, despite the fact that it's very mountainous, its capital is very close to Sweden, so it falls. The country continues to fight, however it's not much of a use, as they're severely outnumbered, and eventually forces do cross the mountains, and Scandinavia falls, leaving only... then a landing is made in Iceland in the west, and then it's cut off. Reykjavik falls, and with it most of the Icelandic people. And now we have a bit of a problem. The red team it's just the UK, it's just the British Isles, so the blue team needs a strong naval force, so they immediately surround both of them, to make sure that they could land anywhere. From there, they're able to gain naval superiority everywhere, including in between the UK and Ireland, meaning Ireland is isolated, which causes it to fall. They land in Northern Ireland, which pro-Irish rebels view them as liberators, and then from there they capture Dublin, Cork, and Ireland surrenders. And finally, in the final fight of this war, we have the UK succumb to multiple invasions at the same time. An invasion force lands in the north, in Scotland. Scottish rebels once again welcome them. They are stopped right outside of Glasgow and Edinburgh, whatever. A Western force lands in the south of England, close to London. They capture Cornwall. Wales falls, once again, rebels help with that. The rebels then are able to capture Scotland, leaving only England left. Another invasion is made up here in the middle. They capture York, Newcastle. This whole area is captured. A force cuts off Manchester and Liverpool, which both fall, and eventually the Western force is able to capture London, causing the surrender and absolute annihilation of the red team. There you go. Yeah. Okay, bye.